What's the best thing that happened to you in Truth or Dare? I was playing Truth or Dare with my sister's friends and I dared one of them to do something, and after one of them says, "You could have dared someone to kiss you and you would have gotten your first kiss." That immediately set a light off in my head, and later in the night I asked if I could kiss her and I did. So I got to kiss a really pretty girl. My friend dared the girl I had a crush on to kiss me. She stared at me and said, "I can't do it, he's too ugly," and the other girls said the same thing. I ended up being ignored for the rest of the game. Good times, smiley face. It was a girl's 19th birthday party and my buddy from high school was there. Everyone was being lame and awkward, so I suggested Truth or Dare. The game went on for a while, but people were getting progressively more naked and horny as most of them were drinking. I was the DD for another friend at the party and the people staying were getting raunchier, so we split. The birthday girl and my high school buddy hooked up and they've been together for about 7 years now and have a daughter together. Got dared to kiss my back then HS crush, couldn't do it not because I'm kinda shy but because it was my crush, so I denied and got booed out. She later came to check up on me and asked if I wanna do it, now that the others weren't around. Of course I said yes and we kissed, first on the cheek, then normally. Afterwards she giggled and told me she liked it. There never came anything from it, but I still think of her quite a lot these days. I was about 12 at a friend's sleepover. I was dared to go home by a kid who didn't like me too much. I walked the 2 miles home and as I came to my driveway my older brother had just pulled in. He had 3 baby raccoons with him because he had hit their mother while delivering pizza. I got to spend the rest of the night with him, 3 raccoons and a cheese and pepperoni pizza watching Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm way late, but the first day I met my wife we played a game of Truth or Dare. She asked me, "Truth, what kind of clothes on a girl do you like?" Then the next day she showed up to my house in those clothes. Truth, what's the most interesting place you've had sex? I've never had sex, not in a bed. Oh, do I have a 2001 Grand Am backseat for you? I had a 2001 Grand Am backseat for her. A girl, I didn't have a crush on her, but she was nice, flashed me. She also let me fondle her boobies. I know it's lame considering some of the responses here, but that's what I got. I was at work, high school job at a department store, and the 4 of us in my department were playing Truth or Dare, mostly dumb work stuff like, go mix up those shirts. Someone dared the girl who had a rep as being experienced, who was a couple years older than me, to give me a blowjob. She told me to take break with her. I played along. We went to her car. She actually blew me in the store parking lot. We dared this girl to give a friend of mine a lap dance using the first song that came up when he shuffled his entire song library. Seems pretty normal until she had to give a 3-minute lap dance to Cats in the Cradle. Got to see a hot girl's tit imprints in the snow. Not too impressive, I know, but teenage me had that picture engraved in my head for a while. Lol. Girl got dared to spin the bottle and give a blowjob to whoever it lands on right in front of everybody. The bottle didn't point at me, but I had a nice view right next to the girl it did land on. Apparently, she had experience dining at the Y. One of the funniest things I've ever seen. We were too old to be playing Truth or Dare, like 20 years old. My friend had only seen boobs in his dad's Playboys. He hadn't even kissed a girl yet. Some woman was dared to show everyone her tits. My friend was silently stoked. He didn't cheer out loud, but I knew he was fucking giddy. As the woman lifted her shirt and bra, some other goober leaned right in front of my friend and blocked his view. It was over before my friend could react. He complained about it for weeks. We've laughed about it for years. I went to an acquaintance's birthday. We spoke maybe 10 times prior. After a while she was down to just her bra and panties. That's when she was dared to seduce me. Well, she was kind of awkward, so her version of seduction was just to tackle me while we were both near naked. That was a great night and we're celebrating our first year of marriage next weekend. I got to motorboat a girl's tits. It was in a hotel during a school sport trip. My best friend knew I liked her and did me a solid. Got dared to ignore getting tits rubbed in my face for a minute. E-boy can poker face like a champion. Best minute of my teenage life. Edit, to clear a couple of things up. It was a woman rubbing her boobs in my face and they weren't clothed. Group us were in these tunnels that we liked to hang out in and our friend was dared to give me a blowjob. Which she actually did. Best 10 seconds I ever had down there. Ended up dating on and off for the next 2 years or so. In 8th grade one was dared to show this girl my dick. We went to a bathroom. I was 13 and horny so I had a hard on. I pointed it down and she didn't know the difference. She told her friends later and I kinda got a reputation of having a big dick even though I'm completely average. Someone dared me to kiss a lady that I happened to have a thing for anyway. It was a very long time before we stopped kissing. Dated her for 3 years. Great lady, always a little sad it didn't work out. I was 16 and my group of friends were sitting in a sauna, everyone was covered up by a towel, when one of the girls said we should play truth or dare. I got dared to show my dick to one of the girls so we went out to the changing room, showers that is attached to the sauna and I showed her my dick and she gave me my first handjob and later that night we had sex. Ended up together for about 6 years before I found out she had been cheating on me like a lot. Sherry was dared to spend 10 minutes in a dark room nearby den with the guy of her choice. She chose me. Turned out to be a setup. Her best friend knew that Sherry had a crush on me and made this happen. Anyway, it was the hottest, fastest makeout session to date for me. We were both naked above the waist and she had her hand in my zipper. At 10 minutes there was an unwelcome knock on the door. Sex house. I am now a respectable employee at a respectable IT firm that would be thoroughly appalled at my past. But when I was at university, there was a house a couple of streets down that was essentially orgy central, and it all started with a game of truth or dare. In the 7th or 8th grade, I was going back and forth with my friend with a bunch of risque dares, flash your boobs, show her my dick, make out with each other, dry hump, etc. I eventually just went for it and dared her to blow me and she did it. I remember being so hard that I barely even felt anything, initially. I saw, and later sucked on, my first pair of breasts as a teenager. We were all 17, and horny as hell. She had D cups. To say that her tits were awesome would be an understatement. Yes, it was worth it. In high school I was offered $50 to streak through a soccer game. Friend parked car on one side I ran through, as I approach car, clothes it drives off. So then I was left naked without anything nearby to assist. It was reasonably dark so I kinda just snuck to my friend's house which was only 5 minutes away or so. I did get the $50 upon my return. Me and my friend were at a friend's house and they dared me to go to her room and bust a nut in her panties while she watched. Well, I cannot complain, those panties were hella soft. Girl got dared to give me a BJ during recess at school in front of everyone. I was 13. Got suspended. She got expelled. Apparently I wasn't the first she got into trouble for. Had my dad's friends shake my hand a lot because he must be bragged about his son. My current wife went to school with me too. Brings it up sometimes. Lol.